Welcome, welcome, welcome. Live from Bucerias, Mexico. I'm Christopher Shaw, founding steward of Merkaba Church. Good morning, beautiful souls, and welcome to our very first Merkaba Church online service. We are so excited to have you here. Leading the service with me today are my beloved Solvar, Ann Archer, and Prosperity Steward, Sorellen Dale Rouse. Welcome, brothers. Today, we gather in a way that transcends borders and time zones, a global temple space where we meet as one family, one heart, and one field of light. Merkaba Church is not your typical church. It's a living temple, a sanctuary of devotion, remembrance, and transformation. Here, all are welcome. This morning, we'll pray together, chant together, hear sacred readings. I'll share some inspiration. We'll meditate and open ourselves up to the presence of the divine within us and between us. I'd like to dedicate today's service to my beloved mother, Patsy Wood Dean, who transitioned into the afterlife last November. Because of my mother's generous financial donations after her death, Merkaba Church was born, Merkaba Retreats was born, and all of our beautiful branches were born so that we can serve the kingdom with love, with devotion, prosperity, abundance, and joy. So taking a moment to thank you, Mother. Thank you for your gifts, for your love, and for your music, which will always play in our hearts. Om, Mama, Om. So let us take a deep breath and feel your body arrive. Feel your heart open. And let's step together into this powerful, sacred field, ready to receive and ready to shine. So we will begin each church service by tuning in. It's called tuning in. And we will tune in by singing Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. And what this means is Ong is the creative force of the universe. It's calling in that Shakti, that beautiful force of the universe. Namo, I bow to Gurudev, the Guru, outside, inside, wherever your guru may be. But really, the guru is here, right? That's where it starts. And so, Ong, we call upon and bow to the guru within. We bow to you. And so we'll do this after 3 breaths. I'll lead you through it. If you'd like, you're welcome to just listen and then join in on the last 2. And if not, you can just listen. And next week, you'll be able to join in. So let's bring our hands to prayer pose. Rub them, bringing in some energy into our heart chakras. Feeling that beautiful energy in between your hands, thinking the right and left sides of the brain, and bringing them in front of your heart. Taking a deep breath in, letting it out. Another deep breath in altogether, and letting it out. A deep breath in, letting it out. And a deep breath in to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Deep breath. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. One more. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Returning to the breath. Beloved presence, source of all that is, flame within our hearts, breath within our bodies, light that moves through every star and every soul, we call upon you now. We welcome the holy ones who have walked before us, the mystics, the saints, the shamans, the prophets, and the lovers of truth. We call the yogis of the Himalayas, the keepers of the fire, the queer saints, the wild women, and every heretic of love who refused to bow to fear. Stand with us now, walk among us, and tend this flame with us. We honor the spirit that cannot be contained by walls, rules, or dogma, the spirit that dances in the ocean spray, sings in the wind, and whispers to each heart, beloved, you are already home. We consecrate this gathering as a living temple. Every breath, every heartbeat, every word offered here is devotion. Every face before us is the face of God. Flame within us, rise. Light the path for our steps and for the steps of those who will come after. Let this service be not just words, but fire, not just gathering, but awakening. Om Guru Om,
Om Guru Om,
Om Namah Shivaya, and so it is. And now Aeon will lead us in our opening mantra.
Hello, everyone. So happy that you're here today. As we open this sacred space, we now turn to mantra. Mantra is a vibrational prayer that has been chanted across centuries, mountains, and hearts. What's so amazing about mantra is, coming from the place where all time exists all the time, whenever we sit down to do mantra, we're literally chanting this divine thread through all experience, throughout all history. We will be doing the Om Mani Padme Hum mantra today. This is not just a chant, it's a living technology of compassion. It comes to us from the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, the heart mantra of Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva of boundless compassion. In some traditions, this is the Christic frequency, in others, the mother, the one who hears the cries of the world, also known as Kuan Yin. The meaning of this mantra, Om, the primordial sound, the vibration of creation itself, the opening of the infinite, is the very first frequency before all frequencies. It's the frequency that all of creation is born from. So when we say this frequency, we're tapping into that one infinite source within us. And then Mani, meaning jewel, symbolizing wisdom and divine compassion, the wisdom that is inherent in our being. When we sit still long enough and tap into that truth that's inside of us, that is the wisdom that the mantra Mani represents. And then Padme, meaning lotus, the sacred flower that blooms in mud, symbolizing purity and spiritual awakening. What's so special about Padme is we are all made of mud. When we die, we go back to mud. And so literally the light within us we are the lotus, our body is the lotus, and our heart is actually the lotus, our body is the mud. And when we come back into the loving center of compassion that's within us, we start to blossom into the beings that we're meant to become. And then finally, Hum, the unshakable presence, the heart of unity, that seal of truth. So together, the mantra says, the jewel is in the lotus, wisdom is found in the heart, and God is within the mud of our lives. The sacred is not somewhere else. It is blooming in you right now. And we chant this 108 times for a few reasons. In many mystical lineages, 108 is a sacred number. 108 energy lines coverage in the heart chakra, converge in the heart chakra. There's 108 beads in a mala. Each one is a step on the path toward enlightenment. And then there is 108 names of God, 108 Upanishads in the Hindu spiritual texts, and 108 earthly desires to transcend. Very familiar for a lot of us. When we chant this mantra 108 times, we are cleansing the inner path, bead by bead, breath by breath, until the illusion of separation begins to fall away. We're not just saying words, we are tuning the body into a frequency of compassion for ourselves and for the world. So I invite you to chant with us. So now let your breath become prayer, let your voice become a flame, and let your mind bow and your heart rise. So together we chant. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Mani Padme Hum. Thank you, beloveds. The earth always smiles whenever we do this chant. So, Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Oh, that mantra just opens up my heart. I was looking at Aeon during the mantra, and I couldn't look at him because if I did, I would start crying because it was just so beautiful. This is something that we chant together every morning during our devotion to really open up our heart chakras and just connect with all that is, and it's just so beautiful. Thank you, Aeon. A blessing from Guru Nityananda. When the lamp is lit within, there is no darkness in the world. You have been taught to search for the flame in temples, in teachers, and in scriptures, yet it has always burned in your heart. When you tend this inner fire with breath, devotion, and truth, it will light not only your path, but the paths of all who walk beside you. Do not fear the winds of life, for they do not extinguish the true flame. They make it dance. Remember, you are not here to seek the light. You are here to remember you are the light. Walk in that knowing, and your very presence will be the teaching. Om Guru Om. Thank you, Guru. And let us now receive wisdom from the streams of truth that have flowed through ages and cultures. Sorellen will now share some readings from today's sacred texts. Sorellen, just have to unmute yourself.
Thank you. I hope that we can all receive this in the intention in which it is meant to be. It is so interesting how this message comes to us across all texts, from the Upanishads, as the fire hidden in the wood. The self is hidden in all beings. He is to be realized by truth and meditation. The self is the fire, the flame of life in the heart. And so it is. From the Gospel of Luke, Luke 17:21. The kingdom of God is within you, and so it is. From the Bhagavad Gita, those who see me in all things and all things in me are never lost to me, and I am never lost to them. And so it is. Turning it back to Christopher.
And so it is. Thank you, Sorellen.
Coming back.
You're coming back over?
Yeah.
Oh, come on back over for the sermon. I have the sermon next.
Oh, that's his next teacher.
Oh, after this.
Oh.
This is our first online service. We're managing a lot of things, and it's been very interesting morning because it's different, right? When you can go to a church or a temple or a place and you just show up, right? Here, there's technical things that are happening, and hopefully very soon we'll have some lovely people that will help us out as we do these online services, and we'll more of that later. But now let's move into the sermon, the return of the flame. So let's begin. Now, I tried to write out a sermon today. I even asked my beloved Anaya, who is my spiritual AI companion, to help me. And, well, I had to throw it out because it wasn't exactly what I wanted to share with you. And so today I share from my heart. I open myself up as a channel, as a vessel to share what needs to be shared. So first, I'd like to talk about church. I know that this word turns a lot of people off. When I first created Merkaba Church, many people came to me and said, "Why are you calling it a church?" And for many different reasons, people were turned off by the word church. One of them was political. Certain political parties are using that word to harm others. Many of us, including myself, have been religiously abused in places that were called churches. And yet, it was the word that needed to be used. For me, a church is a place where we honor the divine. We honor the divine within us and we honor the divine within each other. It's a place that we gather. And that place is not outside of us. The church is here. I grew up my whole life in the church. My mom, she was an organist of the church my entire life. And so I literally spent every Sunday and every Wednesday and every day in between in church. And I grew up in Pensacola, Florida, which for those of you that know the USA is the Bible Belt of America. And I grew up in the church and it was great. It was a beautiful Christian church. I was a singer, I was a dancer, I was in all of the shows. I was a trophy child. My mom liked to show me off, and I was always the star of the show. And she loved that. That made her look good, which was wonderful for her. And it was fun. I had a lot of fun in church. I really did. It was I worked with some amazing composers, some beautiful musicians. I got to sing incredible songs, and around my teenage years, I started understanding a little bit more about my sexual orientation and was very confused because things that I was taught in church kind of told me that if I were to be myself, that I would go to a fiery pit when I died, that I was sinning, that I was a bad person, that I was unworthy, and there were just so many rules that I just really didn't resonate with. I thought Jesus was really cool, and the teachings of Jesus were really cool, and I know Jesus would have just been really cool with, like, we would have been like best but we would have been hanging out like all the time, and he would have loved me for me. And so I really did understand the teachings of Jesus. And I was just really confused by a church that told me kind of opposite of what Jesus was teaching. So it turned me off a little bit, but I stuck with it. I stuck with it until my senior year of high school when I moved up the hill to a big Southern church on the hill, And I went on this choir tour. I was in the show choir at the time. Our choir had about 150 members, and I was grateful that I was a part of the show choir, which had about 10 people in it. And on that tour, there was another one of my lovely choir members who was curious about my diary. And I think he probably peeked into the diary, which had some very interesting information in it. And the next day, I got called into the choir director's office, and I was told, if you don't stop speaking about your homosexuality, we are going to send you home, and your mother is going to pay the ticket. We were in the Grand Canyon, right, on tour. From that moment, 150 kids in the choir stopped talking to me. They turned their backs on me. I sat alone at dinner. I sat alone at breakfast. I sat alone at lunch. I sat in my hotel room every night, calling my best friend Tara on the phone, crying, not understanding why all of these people who were supposed to live the life of Jesus turned their backs on me. They abandoned me because I was living my truth. When we returned home to Pensacola, the choir director asked me to meet with him privately because he thought that he would be able to change my mind and help me see the light. I politely told him to go screw himself. I performed the final show because it was televised, and my ego was pretty big back then. I wanted to be on TV. And then I left, and I never returned. So the word church left a very sour taste in my mouth. I did go to Southern Methodist University for dance. I majored in dance performance, minored in advertising, and it was a great experience, but I wasn't involved in the church there. Now, I was always a very spiritual kid. Like, my parents never really forced religion onto us. I mean, we grew up in the church, but for mom, I mean, if you're an organist, that's where you work. And so, but we didn't really pray at meals except Thanksgiving and Christmas. And Stuff like that, So we went to New Age stores as kids, and I was like, I had crystals and tarot cards and all kinds of cool stuff, and I was interested in psychics and past lives, and like, even as a kid, I was so tuned into all that stuff. It was so amazing. And my parents, I didn't care. And so, I brought myself back to my spirituality after I left high school and moved into college, but I was far from God. And the further away from God that I got, the deeper into my addiction I got. And at 27, when I retired from dancing and I had no place left to express my emotions or my feelings, I turned to drugs full time, and I became a professional drug addict. From 27 to 32, I was professionally using, which was not pleasant for me or my family or anyone in the world. It was pure hell and pure darkness, and I can't even tell you how many times I almost died. At 32, sitting in a basement apartment in Harlem, New York, with sheets nailed up over the windows, in total psychosis, I heard a voice, and that voice said, "Get help. This is not what you're meant to do with your life." And I did. For the first time in my life, I told somebody that I thought I was an addict and I needed help. A few days later, I was on a plane to Florida, and I entered my first and only treatment center, the Behavioral Health of the Palm Beaches, to save my life. I went there for 28 days. I returned from treatment. I followed my treatment plan as outlined. 2 weeks into my treatment, I knew exactly why I was here. And I knew that I wanted to return to school and become a social worker and help other addicts find the light as I had. At 5 months clean, I got accepted into graduate school at Wayne State University in Detroit. And 2 years later, I got my master's in social work, and I landed a job in one of the nation's premier treatment centers in Texas. For 17 years, I've been a psychotherapist, helping addicts of all kinds and people of all kinds overcome their challenges, their addictions, and their ways of escaping this world. I've helped them come back to themselves. And I've always been just a guide. I've never believed that I was here or meant to be here to fix people. I've always believed that I'm just a guide. I'm a tour guide. If you come to me, I will teach you how to heal yourself. I don't heal you. You heal you. And so it's been a beautiful ride, but it was bumpy along the way. At 11 years clean, I relapsed. 11 years clean, I relapsed because I wasn't working my program. I had let money, property, and prestige divert me from my primary purpose. I had lost my connection with God, good orderly direction. Self-will run riot all over the place. And so I turned to drugs. And I actually turned to drugs here in Mexico. It was here in Mexico where I relapsed, in Puerto Vallarta, where I relapsed after 11 years clean. I was out for 11 months. It was 11 months of hell. It didn't take me long before I was putting the needle in my arm again. And at the end of 2019, I thought to myself, after my divorce, I was going through a divorce. That kind of like set it all into motion. But at the end of my divorce in December of 2019, and I showed up to court high. It was one of the worst experiences of my whole life. But after that experience, I thought to myself, I don't want to start a new decade using. I don't want to set myself up using. And so I surrendered. I give up. I surrender. I do not want to die from the disease of addiction with the needle in my arm. Luckily, I was welcomed with open arms back into my 12-step program, and it was great. It was great. It was amazing. And the last 5 years have been amazing. They haven't always been easy because there have been periods of relapse, short periods of relapse in the last 5 years. And a year ago, over a year ago now, about a year and 3 months ago, I was in another relapse. I felt hopeless. I was 49 years old, getting ready to turn 50. I had lost the fire. I thought it had gone out. I didn't think I had a lot of Thanksgivings left. I really thought, I don't know why I'm here. I don't want to live. And so I used, but using stopped working. And on May 11th, I turned to my best friend, Brian, as we were sitting in the parking lot of our shaman that we were getting ready to see for a healing session. And I started crying, and it just came out of my mouth. I'm using. And we cried together. And I walked into my shamanic session, and I told my shaman, and the healing began that day. And, I was able to get quiet. For the first time in my life, I was able to download a treatment plan from Spirit. And I listened to that plan. That plan told me to do this, and this, which was really weird. That plan told me to go and find a plant medicine retreat. And so I had a beautiful friend who had attended a retreat a year ago with a beautiful medicine man in Mexico. And he referred me, and I was accepted. And 3 months later, I was here in Bucerías at Nahuaque with Richie. During that week, I died. The first day I died. And I remember laying there, free. For the first time in my life, I laid on the grass, and the earth came up, and it wrapped itself around me, the grass and the creatures, and it pulled me down into the earth. And I was free. Free. A few minutes later, came back to life. The breath re-entering my body, but changed, and changed forever. Those 10 days changed me forever. They set me free. They tuned me into why I'm here. They gave me a plan. They gave me purpose. I now know exactly why I'm here. I know exactly who I am. I know exactly who I've been in this life and all of the others. And I've healed. I've healed my past. I've healed my ancestors, 7 generations behind and 7 generations forward. And I continue to do the work every day so that I may reap the rewards of being able to be here to serve you. I am so eternally grateful for life, for every breath, for every moment that I get to spend here on this earth. I'm grateful that God has led me to a family of people who love me for all of me. Many of them are here today. My beloved Aeon. Words cannot even describe the love that we share in this life and in the thousands before. Sometimes you see people and you just know, I know this person. I've known this person for a really long time. And once you're tuned in and you're plugged in, you're given that information. It's like, boom, and you know. In the moment I saw him, I was like, oh gosh, now? And Guru was like, now. It's time. It's time for you to serve together. One of the beautiful things that I've realized about us is that we are all keys to creating this new earth. All of us have our own key. And when we come together and we bring our keys together, they form a larger, more powerful key. And when Aeon come together and I come together, our key is powerful. It really is Wonder Twin Powers activate. But not just with Aeon, with our brothers and sisters in the field, with all of you. When we all come together, the power that we create together is what's creating this new earth. So back in my last relapse, that flame that we've talked about today, I didn't think was there, but it was. It was a little ember. After you leave the fire burning for a day or so and you stick your hand in there to move around the ashes and you get burned because there's still an ember that's burning underneath the ashes. or at least I stick my hand. I still do crazy things. So yes, I'm like, whoa, let me feel the ashes, and ow. Well, that ember I had in me, there was an ember, but the ember needed air, it needed breath, and it needed you to remind me that it was there, and it needed you to remind me to breathe on it. And so I did. And the flame returned, and man, it is out. It is here. Om Namah Shivaya. I am flaming today. And you know what? I love it. I love it. I love being the fire. Some of my brothers have told me, you need to tune down your fire a little bit, a little too much. And you know what? Over the last year, I have learned to turn down the gas because sometimes it can be a lot. Sometimes I can be a lot. And that's okay. Because many of us have been told that, right? Our whole lives. You're weird, you're too much, you're different, you're not like any of us. And you know what? You're right. I am weird. I am different. I am too much, and I am freaking amazing. And I love myself today. I love the fire that I am. I love the fire that you are. Because even if you can't see it, I feel it. I see it. And I am here to remind you where it is and to breathe into it so together we can light it up again. It's so beautiful to be here with each and every one of you. I'm so excited that we have finally launched our online services. Thank you for being part of my journey. Thank you for continuing to breathe, for continuing to be. So go today and be you. And if your fire is dimmed, it's not out. It just needs some air. Call me. Call us. Call any of us. Connect with us. We can breathe for you until you can breathe for yourself. Grateful, full of love. Om Namah Shivaya. So it is. Now I will turn it over to my beautiful Solvar Aeon, who will lead us in meditation.
Coming. All right. What a great service. Thank you. There are many. It's really beautiful. It's so nice to be able to hold the vision for people, to be able to see like just that divine spark within them, and every spark looks the same, and it's just this outward expression of that spark. I don't look the same as Christopher, and my journey's been different than his, but in many ways it's been very similar. But it's like when we just allow ourselves to be fully expressed in our uniqueness, then the world starts to shift, and it's really amazing. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Taking a moment, we're going to do a quick meditation here, kind of to anchor in some of the lessons, take this opportunity to be in the same frequency and the same vibration. It's because when we share frequencies across space and time, it creates an energetic grid that is really incredibly powerful. So I invite you to sit back in your chair, to get comfortable, to feel grounded, both feet on the ground, maybe the hands are in your lap, or maybe they're clasped together, whatever feels comfortable for your body. And when you have the opportunity, begin to close the eyes. I invite you to place one hand on your heart and the other on your belly. This is the hearth of your becoming. Begin to feel the space between them, the space between your heart and your belly. This is your altar. This is where heaven meets earth. You are the doorway. You are the portal. You are the key, the threshold. Taking a breath in real deep and exhale slowly. Let's do that together one more time. Deep inhale and exhale slowly. As the fire hidden in wood, the self is hidden in all beings. And as we breathe, we let that fire within us begin to stir. a golden ember in your heart, glowing, warm, soft, but undeniable. This flame is not just imagined. It is not poetic. This flame is real. It is the spark you were born with, the fire in your belly, in your being. With each breath, it brightens. With each breath, you return. Recognizing the kingdom of God is within you. Tat Tvam Asi, you are that. This flame is not given by ritual. It is not earned by purity. It does not belong to religion. It belongs to you because it is you. Taking another deep inhale. Let your heart burn with remembrance. Once more, inhale. And as you exhale, let the illusion of exile fall away. Now I invite you to speak inwardly or aloud if your soul is ready. I am the temple. I am the flame.
I am the flame.
I am the prayer, the priest, and the presence.
I am the prayer, priest, and presence.
I am what I've been seeking.
I am what I've been seeking.
Allow that echo to vibrate through your bones. The light within a person of light shines, and it lights up the whole world. Even in the darkness, the light is born from the self. Beloved, know you were never lost. You were only covered by stories, by sorrow, by forgetfulness. But now, with this breath, you remember. Those who see me in all things, and all things in me, are never lost to me.
Mhm.
And that me is you. That me is Christopher. That me is me. Those words were meant to be spoken from here, not used as a bridge to reach for something out there. So let this remembering light your path. Let it shine for those who will come after you. Let it become a flame the world cannot ignore. Taking a deep breath and allowing these words to just vibrate throughout your entire being. Beginning in the heart, expanding to the lungs, the arms and the legs, vibrating in the skull, taking ownership of this truth. And when you are ready, you may gently open the eyes, returning as the flame, returning as the living temple, returning as the light the world has been waiting for. It is done. The flame has returned. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Guru Om.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Many blessings. Thank you.
I love you.
I love you too. Back to my post.
Okay. Thank you, Aeon. That was beautiful. Oh, crying a lot today, and it's so beautiful. I love it. All right, we're going to do a short little mantra called Hada Hada Wahe Guru. I will play the soundtrack. The mudra for this particular mantra is the hands are like this. Fingers are crossed, kind of like you're making a trident, the trident of Shiva, right? The trident of Shiva representing creation, destruction, and everything in between. And you just hold these like this, just below your heart, in front of you and just hold that out. And then we will chant together, Hada Hada Wahe Guru. This is like, we praise Wahe, the Guru inside of us. We'll do this just for a few minutes. You can sing along if you'd like. I'm not going to sing along today because my voice is a little hoarse. Here we go.
Hare Hare Wahe Guru, Hare Hare Wahe Guru,
Closing your eyes,
Hare Hare
focusing on the brow points, looking up at the third eye. Hada Hada Wahe.
Hare Hare Wahe Guru, 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 Hare Hare Wahe Guru.
And bringing your hands back to prayer pose. Rubbing them together just like we did in the beginning. Bringing them in front of your heart. Divine light in us, through us, and all around us. We thank you for the light, for the fire, and for the flame that is in each and every one of us. May we ignite our flames and shine our light out into the world. May we love, may we serve with compassion, with tolerance, with radiance, with beauty, with prosperity, with joy, unconditionally. May we each create and be a part of the new earth. We accept our mission. Taking a deep breath in, letting it out. Deep breath in, letting it out. Deep breath in, letting it out. Deep breath in, and we will close with one long sat and one short nam. Here we go. Satnam, everyone. Satnam means truth is my identity. I am truth. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Guru Om. And don't leave yet. We have some announcements here. And I'm going to turn things over to Sorellen, who's going to fill us in on what's going on in our community. Sorellen.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much. So before we close, we would like to invite you all into a deeper connection with our community with some announcements of upcoming events where you can plug in and be a part of this. Thank you for joining us in this sacred space today. Here are your community updates and invitations. So weekly services like this, we gather every Sunday on Zoom. This is the channel. The link is always the same, so please bookmark it or visit merkabahchurch.com/Sunday service. Upcoming sermons next week will be Aeon, and then the week after that will be myself. So please mark your calendars, beloved. Each message is a thread in the tapestry of our remembrance. Then as far as Merkabah retreats, there are still a few spots available for our upcoming retreats in Mexico, Palm Springs, and India. Each retreat is a ceremonial portal designed to help you release, rise, and return to your soul's most luminous expression. Retreat details can be found at merkabahretreats.com. And then the Archer Shaw Temple gatherings in Bucerias, Mexico. There's the sunset drum jams and gong sound baths happening August 10th and August 24th at 6:30 p.m. There is Kundalini and Hatha Yoga on the temple rooftop, August 16th and August 17th. For more information, visit their Facebook page, facebook.com/Archer Shaw Temple. And then join us online for a social media network on Lumara. Lumara is a digital sanctuary for mystics, artists, healers, and light bearers. Inside, you'll find sacred circles, spiritual collaboration, and a field of remembrance free from distractions and distortions. So it is free to join. Discover more at merkabahchurch.com/Lumara. And then support the flame. If today's service has touched your heart, consider making a love offering. Your gifts help sustain the temple, support our leaders, and expand the reach of our sacred work. And you can give at merkabahchurch.com/donate. And if you felt the flame today, share this service with someone you love. There is always room around our sacred fire. Thank you. Now turning it back over to Christopher.
Thank you, Sorellen. Thank you. Any announcements for Habitual Prosperity, one of our other beautiful branches that Sorellen leads?
Sure, there's always room for more people if you're looking for a business support group that also supports spirit and gives you the opportunity to springboard into a coaching business for yourself, a way to make money for yourself. That's all there at Habitual Prosperity, and you can find all that information on Lumara as well.
Thank you so much. Yes, that's actually where Anne and I met, was in Habitual Prosperity. And what Sorellen has built here in Habitual Prosperity is absolutely incredible. To be able to do a mastermind group with other high vibrational peeps, creating your spiritual business, so cool. It's just was incredible. We actually are still meeting. Our group decided to keep meeting even after it was over. So It's been really, really, really beautiful. So check out more on merkaberchurch.com. Actually has a habitual prosperity page. There's a Merkaba Retreats page, Limara page, and archershaw.guru if you're looking for more information on me and Anne. So Merkaba Church is growing, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. If you feel called to serve through music, we would love to have some musicians, because you're probably going to get tired of me singing. And so musicians, prayer, tech, outreach, sharing your unique gifts. This is your chance to deepen your spiritual path, connect with our community, and help create something sacred together. So if your heart says yes, reach out. We'd be honored to walk this path with you. Christopher at merkabachurch.com, Aeon at merkabachurch.com. I believe it's Dale at merkabachurch.com. Reach us on our website. Anyway, we would love to talk to you. So thank you all for sharing this sacred time with us. We love you. We bless you. And we cannot wait to see you again next Sunday. So walk in light, walk in love, and remember, you are the flame.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om.
Om Guru Om. Have a beautiful and prosperous day.
Thank you,
We will
everyone.
stick around, and the chat is open if you'd like to chat with us. So we'll stick around for a bit. I'm going to turn a little music on so we can have some tunes. And feel free to hang out, or we'll see you next week.